Oké, welkom terug bij Gran Turismo 7. We doen weer eens wat daily races. We hebben vandaag de Nürburgring Noordslijven in de daily staan. En ook John Mountain en Suzuka. Maar ik vond vooral deze eerste wel interessant. Want het is een 1-lap shootout met standaard straatauto's hier op de Nürburgring. Dus ik wilde dat eens even gaan proberen. Maar welke auto zal ik kiezen? Hebben we balance of performance? Volgens mij wel. Hey, we hebben Tycho erbij. Waarvoor dank. Goedenavond Tycho, goed dat je erbij bent. Ik dacht ik start nog eventjes GT7 op, want ik zag dat we wel een leuke combinatie hadden in de dailies. Normaal gesproken heb je heel vaak groep 3 of iets dergelijks op een circuit als de Nürburgring. Maar we hebben dus nu gewoon normale straatauto's. Dan heb ik geen idee wat precies het meest competitieve kan zijn. Ik zou voor de Mercedes SLR McLaren kunnen gaan. Ja, weet je wat? Laat ik die gewoon kiezen. We hebben in principe niet meer tijd voor een quali lap. Want er is maar 5 minuten tot de race begint. Ja, je suggereerde ook al neem de SLR. Dan ben ik gelukkig het goede besluit. Maar ja, normaal gesproken heb je niet zo vaak dat je in de dailies gewoon met straatauto's rijdt. Het is bijna altijd groep 3, groep 4. Of 1 of 2 ook soms ook. Of een gespecificeerde auto of wat dan ook. Dus ik dacht ik ga het nog eens even proberen. Nu het nog kan. Aangezien ik er morgen waarschijnlijk geen tijd voor heb. En natuurlijk op maandag worden de dailies weer gereset. Ja, jouw auto is inderdaad daarop geïnspireerd. Dat is zeker waar. Speel je trouwens ook wel eens Gran Turismo of niet? Ik denk het wel, maar ik ben even vergeten of je het ook had. En we kunnen nog even een soort van halve opwarmronde rijden. Alleen F1. Ik doe trouwens voornamelijk ook wel F1 inderdaad. En overwegen gesproken, ik moet even mijn gade rotatie goed zetten, omdat die in de F1 setting staat. Oké, dat is beter. Oké, we doen dus de Noordslijven. Nou, trouwens, ik heb volgens mij niet geklikt op... ik heb zeker geklikt op quali, of training in plaats van quali en race. Dus ik moet zo meteen even handmatig terug naar het menu gaan. Dat klinkt wel beter nu van jou. Maar ik vind het wel gaaf dat jouw auto hierop geïnspireerd is. Zo, achterkant een beetje los daar over de curve heen. Ja, ook een beetje onderstuur. Oh, je tussentijd is voorbij. Je moet weer werken. Oké, succes man. Ik waardeer het dat je heel eventjes bent langsgekomen op je werk. Tijdens je werk. Maar succes nog met de rest van de avond. Ik maak nog even het oefenrondje af die duidelijk nodig is. Want ik ben niet echt gewend om hier te rijden met een straatauto. En dat is duidelijk zichtbaar. Ik moet wel even naar het menu gaan, want anders dan mis ik de race. Want die begint over 4 minuten. Dus we hebben nu wel genoeg oefening gehad. Ik ben er ook klaar voor, vind ik. Oké, nog 3 minuten te gaan. Dan gaan we wel zo meteen erg onvoorbereid racen, maar het is toch maar 1 ronde. Nu is 1 ronde met de straatauto op de Nürburgring natuurlijk wel redelijk lang. Ik weet eigenlijk niet wat voor rondtijd we zouden halen eigenlijk hiermee. Nou, nu we toch nog 2 minuten moeten wachten, doe ik nog wel even een kwart oefenrondje. Wel een mooie interieur trouwens. Moet gezegd worden. Het geluid is ook zo anders van buitenaf. De achterkant is echt wel heel erg los, ook bij het remmen zeg. Maar goed dat ik even een paar bochten van het circuit even kan oefenen nu. Want het is best wel lastig. Zo, de achterkant is echt heel los, zelfs met het gas geven, zelfs mid-corner eigenlijk. Ja, het zou cruciaal zijn om de fouten te minimaliseren en om geen schade op te lopen natuurlijk. Wat ik nu wel heb. Oh, bijna opgevangen. Ik heb even de muur nodig gehad. Oké, we gaan maar kijken hoe het eruit zal zien in de race zo. We starten uiteraard als laatste. We zijn ook de enige Mercedes SLR van het veld. De Dr. 46 op pole. Oh ja, we hebben ook toeters op deze dingen en ik heb daar volgens mij geen knop voor. Oh wel. Wajo. Ik zet even de 15 seconden die we nog hebben uit. Ik ben erg benieuwd hoe dit zal gaan. Wel een mooie auto, dat zeker. Oké, Nürburgring Noordslijven met de Mercedes SLR. Die Gimmax heeft al meteen een hele wijde lijn daar. Als we nu beginnen met de eerste en ook meteen de laatste ronde. Hi Sandro. Oh, I was looking at the chat. Don't mind me. That's unfortunate. Never get distracted on the Noordslijven. That's the race dead already. That's unfortunate. But yeah, you're just watching today's NLS race, so indeed this is actually quite fitting then. Yeah. Also quite fitting that I already crashed on the first sector of the first lap. Which is also the only lap. I'm just gonna try it again. And I might actually pick a different car, to be honest. Because nobody was using the Mercedes. Although I need to wait 1.5 minutes to actually get into the session. I also forgot about the Nations Cup today, actually. It's always on Saturdays, but I always forget. And I just ran out of time to join the last race. It was a 25 lap race at Monza with Group 1. So hopefully I'm gonna think about it for the final race, which is actually gonna be on the SRL race day, isn't it? For Las Vegas, so hopefully I'll remember. I did race in the Manufacturer Cup a couple of weeks ago at the Noordslijf as well. But I didn't even know that there was actually an NLS race this weekend. I might actually go for the Ferrari F40, because I saw that quite a few were using that one. But yeah, sorry for the rage quit, but with a one-lap race, it was really a lost cause, I think, especially because it was stuck in the grass. It was the last one, okay. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to the MotoGP race tomorrow, of course, last one of the season. And Martin really has one hand on the trophy, doesn't he? I am glad that it is actually going to be decided tomorrow, though. I was kind of worried that Martin would already win it in the sprint. But I'm glad that it's going to go to the actual final round. The Mazda on paper is actually the best car. I'm going to let you decide. I guess you're going to say Ferrari. They never have races this late in the year, but there was something that pushed it back due to scheduling. Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go for the Ferrari. And this time I'm going to have time to actually test it out as well and do a quali lap. Forza Ferrari, indeed. What do you think is the best looking Ferrari, actually? Like, what is your favorite one? Because I was talking about it with Bor, and he said that his favorite is still the 458. He said that was like the last real Ferrari. 730 to beat. That is actually Joop Overbeke. Joop 84. A former rider in World Supersport 300. As one of the Yamaha R3 Cup graduates. I also saw him appear in one of Super GT's videos the other day. Enzo or F40? Good choice. Anything is possible if Martin crashes. Pecco doesn't even need a win. True, yeah. Oh yeah, the Testarossa is also a classic, of course. Nice sound as well. Yeah, the Testarossa is actually my uncle's favorite car as well. Yeah, this sounds pretty nice, actually. I'm not really used to driving road cars on this game, because usually the daily races are often Group 3 races or something like that. So it's definitely it's taking some getting used to actually drive these road cars here, but this does actually feel more stable than the Mercedes. In the rev limiter. Yeah, it feels a lot more stable, to be honest. I'm not really sure how much speed I can actually carry through these corners here. It's a bit of a guessing game. One of the best sounding cars ever. I think I can agree with that. I guess I'm gonna have to brake here. Yeah, definitely. That was a little bit too much speed there. I'm not gonna get that stopped. Well, good to know for the race. What does it sound like from the exterior? It's definitely a lot different than a cockpit cam. So luckily the damage does fix itself after a while. So yeah, I am streaming in 1080p now, 60 FPS, but I'm actually not using my internet cable at the moment, so I hope it's not that noticeable, and hopefully the stream isn't gonna crash. But yeah, I'm only using the cable for the SRO races now because I can't be asked to plug it in and unplug it every single time. Although I'm gonna try and figure out a way to maybe drill a hole in the ground so I can actually connect it straight down to where the modem is, because that would save me a lot of headaches. Because now I have to run it across like half the house. And I need to drag it across the stairs. So I'm using the full 30 meters of the cable. Like 30 meters is just about enough to connect it downstairs. But it's a bit of a hassle. Oh, you do the same, yeah. But good that the stream is running fine, so for some reason the Wi-Fi is alright at the moment then. Yeah, I think Bor also mentioned the 250 GTO. I think he's really into the classic cars as well, which I definitely can empathize with. So I'm just completing this lap just to get my eye in as well. It's definitely not, of course, gonna be competitive since I had that crash after the quick left-hander into the carousel. Well, a bit of a snap. Oh yeah, so I also actually never replied to hang on, about why I got the speeding penalties in Emsburen. But yeah, it happened again. I really was hoping that you weren't looking at the lifetime or something, but the thing is, in Emsburen, it is actually a pretty good track in my opinion. Even though we were doing the reverse layout. Pretty physical as well, not really any straights. But the race was going pretty alright. Bor actually qualified us in pole in our class and like P5 overall out of 22 I think, so even ahead of a couple of pro teams. But at some point there was like the pit lane was so confusing because there is like the pit entrance and they made like an extra chicane in it. So you had, and you were basically, the pit entrance was right coming off the back straight. So you were basically going full throttle straight ahead into the initial pit lane, and then there was like a chicane, like a U-turn, and then you had the actual pit entrance where the the timing loop started. And they said you had to slow down before you enter the pit lane when you go over, because of course when you hit when the transponder hits the timing loop, that's when the speed is measured. But what they didn't really make clear is that you also have to slow down in the initial pit entry, like where you have that hairpin. And they don't actually measure it, but there's just a marshal standing there looking at the cars going in. And if that marshal thinks that you go a little bit too quickly, you get a lap penalty. And I didn't know that, so I came in, and on both occasions I sped in that initial bit because I didn't know that I had to slow down there. And for me it doesn't make sense because I thought that they implemented that chicane to actually make sure that everybody slows down for the pit entry, because the pit entry is after that bit. But no, you also have to slow down before that bit. And I didn't know that, otherwise I of course wouldn't have taken that risk if I knew that I would get a lap penalty if I went too quickly there. And then my teammate Mike did it as well. So that was really annoying, because that really cost us a podium in our class. Because we actually finished on the podium on track, but yeah, the penalties really ruined it. Which was very unfortunate. I was actually pretty bad about that. I braked at my GT3 braking marker there. Well, that's also a way to take it. Just cut across the grass. Well, at least we've completed the lap. 7 minute 30, 4.1. Well, that's the only lap I'm gonna complete. So normally I would blame you for being clumsy, but knowing DRS now, I know how poorly DRS is organized and racing-wise and how the regulations are very poorly communicated. I agree, yeah, because they didn't really communicate that, because if I would have known that they would actually hand out penalties for speeding in that first bit, of course I wouldn't have risked it, because of course it's not worth risking a couple seconds to get a lap worth of penalties. And yeah, in hindsight, maybe I should have just expected that they were going to look at that, but yeah. They didn't really tell us. So immediately after the race, I went to the stewards and I was like, why did I get the penalties? Like, what is exactly the rule for speeding in the pits? And they were like, yeah, somebody looks at how you enter that initial bit as well. They could have made that more clear. And then there seems to be even some sort of friendly politics, because the team that actually won, Rising Lions, seemed to be very good friends with the race director Hans and also the other guys that run DRS. So of course they didn't get any penalties, even though they were going into the pits pretty quickly as well. And the fact that they don't even measure it, but that somebody just looks at it, I just, you know, hands out penalties whenever he feels like, is a little bit unfair in my opinion. Now they did say that they didn't change the marshal that was looking at those speeding penalties, so it's one person doing it for the whole race to not get any bias from a different steward, but still. That's what shocked me and ladies thought that a series with such a big following and making it such a big event could be so poorly organized from a racing standpoint. I agree actually, because DRS has a lot of potential and it's actually a really good championship in my opinion. But yeah, the organization definitely leaves a bit to be desired. But I'm definitely gonna sign up for next year as well. I really want to do the sprints too, and I really want to. I was kind of disappointed to miss out on Spa this year. I really want to give that one a go next year, and luckily it has been confirmed on the calendar. And also, I think Vendai is a pretty good circuit. They use a bit of the oval as well, which they also use in the Euro NASCAR. Genk is a pretty good circuit. I quite like Emsburg, which is also confirmed for next year, and Assen, the junior track. I really want to participate in that one next year too. I might actually do a full season next year. That was still a little bit too much speed. The SWS series I compete in here is a lot smaller than the RS, but it's actually insane how much better it is organized. Like, these things would never happen here. Yeah, I definitely believe that. There's actually another SWS event upcoming Saturday, next week, in Oldenzaal, which is also a track. I think Jos talked about it with you as well. I really want to try that circuit too, but of course, Bor asked me to go, but I would have to miss another SRO race. And of course, it already was with a bit of pain in my heart to skip Barcelona to do Emsburg. And of course, I also commentated for Austria, so I also missed that one. I don't know if I want to miss Las Vegas. I don't really like the circuit though, but still. I do really want to drive the SRO races as well, obviously. So I don't know if I'm going to drive in Oldenzaal next weekend. Slightly sideways. We just have to sit out those last 50 seconds to wait for the race to start. So yeah, it's only one lap, so I'm just going to try and avoid a mistake. I'm still last by a long shot, because I made so many mistakes, of course. Although a 7.4 seems pretty quick, a 704.8 in a standard road car. So we're pretty far off, to be honest. Yeah, also the prospect of possibly going to Monza next year is definitely amazing, because that is definitely something that's, yeah, a circuit that's on the bucket list, isn't it? And especially for you as well, and Dion as Ferrari fans, Monza is definitely a special one. Yeah, no real point in going out and warm up because it's only 1 minute. Yeah, visiting Maranello as well, yeah. That would be pretty special, to be honest. So pretty small grid, P11. Yeah, we have a horn as well, of course. That's probably very annoying because everybody's gonna overuse that. Anyway, one lap at the Nordschleife. This Nissan is going pretty slowly. Let's try and survive this single lap, 1 lap shootout. come on. Okay, didn't lose that much time. A bit of damage though, the Nissan did the same thing. Goes wide again. That's at least one position. But P9 already 3 seconds up the road. Okay, at least I know I need to scrub off quite a bit of speed here. That was a little bit smoother. Little flags. They're actually already pulling away from me a little bit, so at least we've passed that Mazda now as well. I don't know if custom setup's wrong for this, but it seems like I can't really keep up. Already 4 seconds to P8. Anyway, let's see what happens. Maybe I was a little bit too cautious this time. Although we are actually closing in now. Oh, I can see why we are closing in now, look at that. They're completely running each other out of the road. We just about managed to get through on that Jaguar. Yellow flags again. That's one of the Porsches in the wall. Oh, backend is really light there. Another yellow. Oh, the Porsche loses it. Oh, and the Nissan goes past on the left. And the other Ferrari is in the grass as well. So see, as long as you just don't make mistakes, you can just push yourself up the order. Well, look at that Samson and Kurek. The Ford is completely forced wide by that Nissan 370Z. So that's another free position up to P5, although there is quite a big gap to a bad driver in P3. Nice bit of steps from here, we get a nice run, although the door closes there. Yeah, I'm not gonna try it on the grass. Oh man, I don't know how we kept that in a straight line. I did get a 5-10 penalty. I didn't even know that Swiss driver was on my right. Oh, look at the Nissan completely out of shape, fishtailing his way through. Oh, again, he's very loose. Up the inside into the carousel. Not quite. A bit of grass there. Very wide. It leaves me another place. Thank you very much. Make that 2 places. is that Ford going? It goes very defensive, completely slows us up. Although, no way through. Oh, complete back end loss again. Took too much curve there as well. It's very messy, yeah. Also my driving is, to be honest. Looks like lap 1 of a DRS endurance race. True, it does, to be honest. Oh, of course I had to serve that penalty. That's gonna kill my momentum here on the back straight. I also don't really know how much I can push this car. Of course, it's very unfamiliar to me. Maybe someone is gonna overshoot the final couple of corners here. I took it a little bit too easy, to be honest. Didn't really know how late I could brake there, so it's gonna be P8. Well, at least we've got a couple places from where we started, but it's could have been better. We were as high as P4, I think, at one point. Oh well, that was that. It was nice to give it a try. Gorgela now wins it from Bad Driver and Joe the Boss. Yeah, it wasn't my most competitive Gran Turismo race. But it was actually a nice car to drive, to be honest. It was nice to test it out. Or whenever there's something in the days that I've never really driven before, I like to try it out. What shall we end with? There's also Group 2 at Suzuka. Of course, I am a bit more familiar with that. 11 laps. Maybe I could do that at the end of the stream. I do actually quite like the Group 2 cars in this game. Especially the Honda NSX. I might actually give it a go. Why not? At least Suzuka is a track I know very well. So I could probably be a little bit faster here. But yeah, I think Martin, he has to win the championship because also somehow there seems to be this sort of parallel between World Superbike and MotoGP where, oh, of course, Marquez winning a lot of titles in a row for Honda, and then at the same time Jonathan Rea was winning with Kawasaki, and then in 2021, of course, Fabio Quartararo won the title with Yamaha, and in that same year, Toprak Razgatlioglu won the title in World Superbike with Yamaha. And then, of course, the year after that, Pecco Bagnaia won his first championship on the Ducati. And in that same year, also Alvaro Bautista won his first championship on the Ducati. And of course, for the last 2 seasons, we had a #1 on both Ducatis, the Desmo Sedici and the Panigale for V4R in World Superbike. Because, of course, both Bagnaia and Bautista also won the championship in 2023. And now, of course, in 2024, we had Toprak winning again. So Bautista is going to have to hand in his #1 plate. And I think Bagnaia is going to have to hand in his #1 plate as well, because, yeah, there seems to be a bit of a parallel between both of those championships. So it seems like the stars are just aligned in this way. So yeah, that's why I think Martin will, whatever happens, win the championship. If we follow that sort of continuity. If that makes sense. Let's do a lap with the Honda 96. I need to adjust my degrees again, by the way, because that's different for each car for some reason. I was also really surprised to see... What the hell? I was also surprised to see the backhand kick out in that way. But no, surprised to see Simone Corsi back in Moto2 this weekend. And also, I was even more surprised to see Andrea Migno. Like, he literally came from nowhere to stand in at the Yamaha Mastercam team. So good to see him finally making his Moto2 debut after 10 full seasons in Moto3 and even an 11th season last year when he did half the season with CIP Green Power, replacing Lorenzo Vallon, even getting a podium in Argentina. But also Corsi just seems to show up everywhere, because he was in World Supersport this year on a Ducati and last year on a Yamaha. And of course he's had such a long career in Moto2 and even in the Grand Prix. He made his debut in 2002 and has been in Moto2 since the start of that class in 2010. And even appears still in 2024 in the final race. That's kind of funny to see, to be honest. And then Jorge Navarro going well too as the replacement rider for Joe Roberts. Let's properly do a lap this time. Oh, for some reason my brake balance was to the rear. I didn't actually realize that. Maybe that caused the issue. Yeah, that was a little bit more stable. Turning a bit early for the last bit of the S's there. I always really enjoy the first sector at Suzuka. Yeah, if we finish this lap, at least we will have some sort of reference. Okay, 130 hours easily flat out with this car. .51.4. I have no idea where that's gonna put us, but at least it's a banker. That was a lot later in turn 1. Ah, 8 tenths up, but unfortunately a half-second penalty. Well, we're gonna wait and see where this will put us, and hopefully we can be a little bit more competitive here than at the Nürburgring race. Okay, we're right in the midfield, to be honest. So that's not too bad. At least we've got a number 93 on pole. So, P8 in front of Demons in the same Honda NSX. And actually, an NSX GT500 in P7. That's interesting that somebody has elected to choose that car. You would say it's a disadvantage compared to the modern version, the GT concept. Okay, 11 laps here at the Suzuka circuit. Daily Race C, Group 2 with the Honda NSX concept from 2016. From P8 out of 16, we're right in the midfield. NSX GT500 in front of us into turn 1. Taking it a little bit easy. As we go into the S's. Slightly better run here than Tommy. To the outside, which now turns to the inside for Degna 1. P7. Cleanly done. Behind a couple of Honda NSX cars. That's a very popular choice, it seems. I did cut Degna 2 there slightly, but I didn't get away with it. 5/10 of a second penalty, though, it's a little bit unnecessary. I had a look up the inside of Hubsby, but I wasn't close enough. We got the Nissan GTR there of Storchi. Seems like he had a pretty poor exit. Into spoon curve. Bit of contact. We're trying to crawl underneath here. Up to P5. 2 and 1. Although I will have to give up both these positions here by handing in the penalty, which is a bit unfortunate. I was really late on the brakes there. I got sandwiched. I'm very sorry to D-Moons there. That was a really messy 5 seconds. Wow. Hubsweet even left the session. I think it might have been him who I tagged there. As if I got 5 seconds from that, that's gonna really hurt us. 9 seconds. Where did I get the other 4? Wow. 9 seconds. That is, I've never had such a big penalty on this guy. But that's probably gonna drop me to last. The Nissan GTR wide as well, which gave me a bit of damage because it was slowed up by the Dutch driver there, and this is gonna be a very long wait down to P12, make that P13. Only the Portuguese driver still behind us. Complete back and lost there. That's clumsy. So the tires go pretty quickly as well. I'm gonna back out of this race because I'm too far behind. Too far behind even. Hopefully I can restart it pretty shortly because I think it's... How late is it? Ah, I can't. I have to wait half an hour. I was hoping that it was gonna be close to the cutoff point. Well, I think I'm gonna leave it there because I can't really afford to wait another half an hour. Yeah, it hasn't been the best of races. I do probably want to give this one a go again tomorrow before it refreshes on Monday. I think I might have time for that. But I think I'm gonna leave this as it is for now. Group 3 is starting in 2 minutes. Let's finish it off at Trail Mountain. What shall we pick? Let's go for a concept. I haven't used that one before. Let's try and finish it off positively, but I'm probably gonna do Suzuka tomorrow if I feel like it. But yeah, that penalty and then those mistakes really wrecked our chances there. I'm not gonna do an 11 lap race circulating at the back.